Hi, I'm Kitty and I'm going to show you how to draw an adult side profile and then use a gradient shade to add some more texture to it. So first up, what you'll need is an A4 size piece of paper, a pencil and a rubber. So to get started, what I do is I've got a photo of my husband here who's kindly volunteered to be my working example. So what I do is I just go in and I have a look at just the different proportions of what his body is made up of. So here we've got, could use an oval for the head, coming down into more of a longer oval for the body, and then the same for the shorts and legs, and then more of a teardrop shape for the calf muscles and lower leg, and then another oval for the foot. So that's how I'd start building up his structure and stuff. So so first we'll do this oval for the head, and if you've got your own photos as well, you can almost just take a ruler and a pen and put in lines of where the different proportions and stuff are happening, and it can kind of help make it a little bit easier when you're coming to redraw. So then you see his neck comes down just a little bit there. With this oval too, just using it for placement, but we'll bring it out, because his chin's coming out on that side profile and stuff. But for now, I'll just leave it like that. And then just take a longer oval down for his body. And then another oval kind of in this area. And then more, because of his shorts, make that more a rectangle there. And then for his calf muscle and lower leg, it's like a teardrop shape. And then another oval kind of coming out for his foot like that. And then just this back foot here as well. So I bring just a little oval down and then one across for his foot. And then for his arm, see kind of the shape here is almost like quite oval-like as well. So use an oval there. Then more of a teardrop / oval there as well for his forearm and his elbow. Like that. And then just use just like a little oval for his hand. Like that. There are our guide shapes. Then we'll just go back in and start putting in a bit more detail. So his head, I'm just going to make that slightly smaller there. And just bring it out where that chin's jutting out. Just flatten that side of the oval off. Just get my rubber. Just clean it up a little bit. So bring that chin out and up and then across. Then his nose comes out like that, almost like a little triangle kind of shape. And then we go down into a lip there, and out into his lip and chin there. And then just on this bit where that top of the nose is, just draw a little bit of a triangle for his eye, and then his eyebrow comes up. It's a bit darker there, and down from that bridge of his nose and down to just the side of his eye like that. And then for the inner bit of the eye, I'm just gonna get like a little bit of an oval there, just a slight line there for an eyelid like that. And then you see his cheek just coming down and around, so just put that line in there just to give that a bit of definition. Slightly curved line there for the nostril, and then just a little line up for the lips and down for the lips like that. Then for his ear, just notice how that ear comes across. Probably the top of the ear matches the same height as the eyebrow, and the bottom of the ear, take a line across, it matches about the same as the bottom of the nose. So going to get a bit of proportion there for our ear, or for his ear. So then we just take a curved line around and down like that, and for the inside of the ear, just bump it out like that and up and around. And for his hair, just bring that down and up like that, and then it's kind of a little quiff off the top of his head. I'm just going to make that by doing kind of short strokes there. Then his hair actually kind of comes back off that guide like that. So I'm just doing short strokes again with the pencil, just to give it a bit of texture there. The back of his neck and here quite square shaped there, and then up and around again. Then his neck kind of comes in a little bit more like that, and down into his chest. So using that longer oval as a guide, we come down and out into his t-shirt, and then down again into his t-shirt and across the bottom. A fold there in this t-shirt, and then up and back into the neck, into his collar, It kind of comes down like that. Then I'm just going to get my rubber and just rub out these little bits here so we can start doing the beard. Like that. And then just fix this bit up. Section as well. Cool. And so for the beard, kind of comes down and around his neck, so I'll just do a little line in there to show where his neck is. Just fix that hair up there. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of like our stippling technique, just for the beard. You come down and just add dots. Dots on where his beard is. And just gives it a nice kind of difference to the hair on the head. Comes down to the chin. And up into his cheek and upper lip. Just like that. A little bit of a chin there, so just a little bit of a line. Like that. And then for his sleeve of his t-shirt, I'm just going to come across like that and up. And come down into his elbow, and then take that out a little bit like that. And then we just flatten that bit off into that part of his bicep. For his hand, it comes down around like that. And his fingers. It's just his thumb there like that. Let's take my rubber and just go in and rub out those guidelines. Like that, and I'm just going to straighten up his back a little bit as well. It comes out more like that, and then straight down into that kind of fold in the t-shirt there, like that. And then into his shorts. Bit of a bump and detail on his shorts where it's a little bit wrinkled, and then at the front and across. Bring the t-shirt down just a little bit more. Sort of like about drawing in pencil is that you can kind of as you're going just fix up little bits and pieces and add more detail. Comes down and then more of a rounded down like that. And shorts. Let's take my rubber again and go back in. Just rub out those guidelines. like that. And then for the leg, come down to his calf muscle and then down to the foot, using that oval as a guide. Come around, then back up like that. And again on this one, come down and around, back up into that heel like that. Then I'm just going to rub out again these guidelines. Like that, and then just go back in and fix up those lines there. And then for his toes, come in and do his little lines like that. This big toe there. And again on this side we can see more of the big toe than the other toe, so just do some little lines like that, but mainly focus on that big toe there. Then his ankle, which we can just put a slightly curved line in, that gives the impression of the ankle like that. Cool, and then for our gradient shading, we just go back in and just have a look at the places in the picture where it's just a little bit darker. So it's darker down the back of his neck, just up under his chin, and around, kind of around his eyes a bit as well. Then on his t-shirt, kind of in this bit here, just showing that definition against his t-shirt with his arm, and then down here. So our light source looks like it's coming from this angle down, and then a bit of shadow and stuff on that back leg as well. So I'll start with the back of the neck. Just softly at first, there's not much pressure on the pencil, just building up a little bit of a shade there, and then just press down a little bit harder, and as I come out towards his chin, just let go of that pressure slightly, and that gives us that nice rounded gradient there. And just behind his ear as well, just soft shade. And yeah, just under his eye. Again, just not pressing very hard. Just quite soft. Around his cheek. Just around his chin as well. Just really lightly. Just like that. You see, even like by pressing quite lightly, you still get a nice shade happening, and also just that bringing that face to life. And then we just go down the back, and again just using a bit bigger strokes of the pencil this time, just pressing really softly. Like that. Down in here as well. Just pressing softly. And just go back in, just press down a little bit harder. And as you're coming out, just release that pressure of the pencil. A little bit harder there. a little bit harder, and just let go. That pressure, and you get out of it further. Press down. Again, just giving that nice gradient shade there. Press a little bit darker underneath that fold in the t-shirt. And then just with his arm as well, just press a bit harder here just to show that line of shadow just happening in these bits. Like that. And just gentle shade. Just a bit of a shade there for the little notch in the elbow, like that. And just a gentle shade just to give a bit of shadow on that backside of the arm, and down under here as well. And then on that sleeve. Like that. And again here, so you've got a bit of darker shadow happening all the way down there, so just take a bit darker, pressing that little bit harder down the arm, and then just bring it out softly, with less pressure. And then just here we just again just a soft shade. I'm just pressing a little bit darker as we get to that back, but just a little bit darker where that fold is. Just releasing pressure as I move forward. And then for the legs, you can see here there's a little bit of shadow under there, but the main part of the shadow is happening down the back and also down the side as well, where that back leg is behind. So let's do quite a dark shade there and just bring it out like that, and then just a little bit of shade on the front, so just really soft along that foot there, down a little bit behind the ankle, and then soft along the back here, and just a little bit darker as we're on that calf muscle, and a little bit under the shorts like that. And gradient shading is just quite a nice way of smoothing out detail. So there you have it, an adult side profile done with gradient shading. Hope you enjoyed doing that. See you later.